Good evening, everyone. First of all, I want to share my thoughts and prayers with the people of Ukraine who are fighting for their freedom and their democracy. Friends, colleagues, distinguished guests, Member of Parliament, peers, welcome to the Bangladesh 50th Independence Celebration in the British Museum. We are marking this historic occasion in collaboration with the Bangladesh High Commission, the British Museum and our key partners. And we do so in solidarity with all our communities this evening. We are grateful to Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman for providing political leadership which led to Bangladesh independence on 26 March 1971. I know many people in this room lost loved ones and have been impacted by the liberation struggle. The British people and the diaspora community played an important role in the independence of Bangladesh by donating funds, attending many protests in the UK. There has been no doubt that throughout history, wars and conflict have always brought misery and suffering to humans. We achieve more by engaging in dialogue through negotiation and understanding and recognizing our difference. There's always an alternative to the loss of lives. Following the devastating war in Bangladesh, the country's GDP in 1971 was $8.7 US, but in 2022, it is estimated to be worth $400 billion US. Bangladesh has emerged from poverty to be proclaimed by the World Bank in 2020 as model for poverty reduction. It is now on course to become a developed country by 2041. The success is based on hard work and determination and self-improvement, and the outstanding leadership of Excellency Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. My grandfather worked for the British Empire, and through unforeseen circumstances, he ended up in Britain after World War II. Like many other British Bangladeshis, he made Britain his home. My grandfather eventually settled in Camden, and my father joined him in 1960. We have our uncle, Mr. Gopher, from my father's generation, who has contributed so much to Camden and making Camden a better place. And thank you for what you have done for our community. British Bangladeshi are the second largest Asian group in the UK. The community is rapidly progressing socially, economically and politically. Drummond Street in Camden, best known for its Bangladeshi cuisine. Almost every town centre in the UK has a Bangladeshi restaurant, and the curry industry contributes over $4 billion to the UK Treasury. The influence of the British Bangladeshi culture and diversity can be seen in London and across the UK, especially in areas such as Camden, Tower Hamlets, Newham, Manchester and Birmingham. The community is actively involved in civic society roles, ranging from mainstream politics to charitable activities. We have 4 talented British Bangladeshi women MPs in the House of Commons and a women peer in the House of Lords. The British Bangladeshi community have been disproportionately impacted by COVID-19. Despite this, I was proud to see the British Bangladeshi community stepping up across the UK during the pandemic to support their neighbours, volunteer at vaccine centres, Carrier House is supplying free food to NHS and community centres. The generosity and call to action is ingrained in the British Bangladeshi DNA. On offer this evening are workshops, exhibitions, cultural performance, a fashion showcase, display of garments, food, drinks, which celebrates the essence of British Bangladeshi culture and heritage. The 6,000-strong British Bangladeshi community has had a long journey from the independence to becoming an established community in the UK. We have a range of speakers. You will hear from them later on. We also have invited ministers from the government. Unfortunately, they have declined due to Ukraine issues. I'd like to thank the Bangladesh High Commission colleagues, British Museum, Camden Libraries, Arts and Tourism team, in particular, Moira Iguji, Abu Qasim, and the amazing Nikki Izzah events team, community organizations, and volunteers for making this evening possible. I very much hope that you'll enjoy the rest of the evening. Our next speaker is the Director of British Museum, Hartwig Fisher, and thank you for giving us this space. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Councillor High, for your opening comments. Your Excellencies, Mayor, Lords, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to welcome you to the British Museum for this celebration of the 50th anniversary of the independence of Bangladesh. We are most pleased that you have chosen the British Museum as venue for this wonderful event, and I'm grateful to join you and the prestigious speakers tonight. The British Museum is the UK's #1 visitor attraction, welcoming around 6 million people in a normal year, bringing huge numbers of international tourists to London. But in addition, we are also a London museum, and in particular, a Camden museum. The Bangladeshi community here in Camden is one of the largest in the whole country, and we're happy and proud that this is also our local community. It is a key part of the heritage and history of Camden and London. We are honored to be hosting this celebration tonight with the Bangladesh High Commission and Camden Council. London, you all know this, is a truly global city, and its diversity, as well as its unrivaled cultural offer, makes it unlike any other city in the world. The British Museum exists to help London and all the people who live, visit, and work here to understand the shared and complex history of humanity, and to feel connected with other people across the world and throughout time. As well as displaying historic material from Bangladesh and Bengal, the museum continues to actively collect contemporary art and objects from Bangladesh. We are delighted to have been able to renew the display in our permanent gallery of China and South Asia in 2017, and to feature the culture of Bangladesh alongside the rest of South Asia, including wonderful rickshaw panels and an installation celebrating the Bangladeshi revolutionary poet Qazi Nazrul Islam. More recently, we were also able to include objects from Bangladesh in our touring exhibition, Tantra Enlightenment to Revolution, which was on display here at the British Museum in the autumn of 2020. In Manchester, we are working with Manchester Museum to create the first dedicated South Asia gallery, working with local communities in the city. It will feature important loans from the British Museum. We have been pleased to have held many events, festivals, and programs over recent years to celebrate and highlight the story and culture of Bangladesh to UK and global public here in London. Our Voices of Bengal season, Bangladesh Day, and family celebrations have all proved to be hugely popular and successful. Once again, let me say on behalf of all of my colleagues here at the British Museum how delighted we are to help support this event, and I hope you enjoy this evening. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Mr. Fisher, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and making this museum available to community groups. We are proud to host young people from Neon Music Trust and Argyle Primary School in Camden singing the Bangladesh National Anthem. So if I can ask everyone who's able to stand, please stand up for the Bangladesh National Anthem. Thank you. We will play a video message from Her Excellency Saida Muna Tasneem, the High Commissioner of Bangladesh to the UK. Is unable to be here at this time, but she hopes to be joining us later. Can I ask Mr. Zaid Islam, the Acting High Commissioner, to say a few words, then we'll play the video.
Thank you, Councillor Hyde. Right Honourable Sir Keir Starmer, Mayor of London, Mr. Sadiq Khan, the Director of British Museum, Mr. Hartwig Fisher, Councillors, distinguished guests, Member of Parliaments, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you all. On behalf of His Excellency, Her Excellency the High Commissioner, I welcome you all at this celebratory event, Bangladesh 50, to mark the Golden Jubilee of Independence of Bangladesh here at the iconic British Museum. Let me express my deep gratitude to British Museum and Camden Council that they have so kindly agreed to collaborate this event with Bangladesh High Commission in London. Ladies and gentlemen, let me take the opportunity to pay my deep respects and tributes to the greatest Bengali of all time and our father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. My profound homage also to the 3 million martyrs of our liberation war who made supreme sacrifices for our cause, our values, to our valiant freedom fighters who all are sitting there, and more than 200,000 women who have sacrificed their honor during our War of Liberation in 1971. This year is a very special year for us. This year, we are not only celebrating the Golden Jubilee of Bangladesh's independence, but also the birth centenary of Bangladesh's father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. This year is also a landmark for Bangladesh-UK friendship, as we are also commemorating 50 years of Bangladesh-UK diplomatic relations. Ladies and gentlemen, let me regret that our High Commissioner is out of country for an emergency issue. She is traveling back today only to join this event, and hopefully she is on her way to this venue. So I would like to request now to display the video message that was given by Her Excellency Saida Muna Tasneem, the High Commissioner of Bangladesh to the UK and Ireland. Long live Bangladesh-UK friendship, and Joy Bangla.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. Please accept my unconditional apologies for not being able to join you physically as I record this video message in an airport transit on my way back to the United Kingdom. But as High Commissioner of Bangladesh to the United Kingdom, it gives me great honor and privilege to be partnering today's Bangladesh 50 at the British Museum commemorative event to mark the 50th anniversary of Bangladesh's independence with London's most culturally diverse and artistic council, the Camden Council, as well as the iconic British Museum. May I take this opportunity to thank Mr. Abdul Hai, our British Bangladeshi councillor at the Camden Council and also leader of Young People, Equalities and Cohesion at the London Borough of Camden, and his superb team at the Camden Council for providing all-out support to Bangladesh High Commission in organizing this event. I also want to thank especially the Director of British Museum, Mr. Hartwig Fisher, for allowing us the remarkable rotunda of the British Museum and also in lighting the British Museum in red and green. I take this opportunity on this special occasion to pay my profound respects to the greatest Bengali of all time and father of our nation, architect of Bangladesh's independence, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, who had declared on the early hours of 26 March 1971 the Declaration of Independence of Bangladesh. My profound homage also to the 3 million martyrs of our 1971 who made supreme sacrifice for our war of liberation, and also our valiant freedom fighters and more than 200,000 women who have sacrificed their honor during the war of liberation of 1971. My tributes also to the very, very valiant British Bangladeshi community here in the UK, who, along with many distinguished British politicians, actually created the invincible front of overseas movement of Bangladesh War of Liberation of 1971. Ladies and gentlemen, what makes today's evening so special is the gracious presence of Sir Keir Starmer, Her Majesty's leader of the opposition, who's always been a friend of Bangladesh and also friend of the British Bangladeshi community. We thank Sir Keir for expressing solidarity with Bangladesh 50 at the British Museum and always attending the Bangladesh 50 Golden Jubilee celebrations of the High Commission. We are also thankful to Ms. Tuli Siddiqui MP, Shadow Economic Secretary to Treasury and MP from Hampstead and Kilburn, who has been a brave and brilliant Member of Parliament and a woman who I'm proud to call my MP from Hampstead and Kilburn. But she also carries forward the legacy of Father of the Nation of Bangladesh, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, as his granddaughter. We thank both of you for being here today, this evening. My special gratitude also to Right Honourable Sadiq Khan MP, who's always looked after the welfare of ethnic communities of Greater London. But he's always worked hard and working hard for making London safer and greener for us. Thank you, all of you, for being with us this evening and expressing solidarity with Bangladesh 50. I hope that you three together will inaugurate the Bangabandhu and Britain painting exhibition that Bangladesh High Commission London has put forward as part of this evening's celebrations. Ladies and gentlemen, from being Bengal to East Bengal, from being East Bengal to East Pakistan, and from being East Pakistan to Bangladesh, over the past 50 years, Bangladesh has evolved as a resilient and prosperous nation of 170 million freedom-loving people. 50 years ago, the people of Bangladesh had sacrificed, shed blood for earning our freedom and independence, and for establishing the 1971 War of Liberation values. As we look around the world, we see that people are fighting to protect their motherland and for their freedom and independence. And we, Bengalis, feel really, really proud that we earned our independence and freedom 50 years ago to create a secular, progressive and democratic People's Republic of Bangladesh under the clarion leadership of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. On our 50th anniversary, we continue to take pride in our 1971 values and continue to stand tall as a nation that currently is the fastest growing economy in Asia and also is a leader in gender parity, in social development and in climate resilience under the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. This year, we not only celebrate 50 years of Bangladesh's independence, but also 50 years of Bangladesh-UK friendship. This year, we also celebrate the achievements and successes of our very, very enterprising more than 700,000 British Bangladeshi community here in the UK and certainly at the Camden Council. Ladies and gentlemen, may I conclude by not only congratulating Bangladesh on its Golden Jubilee, but also Bangladesh-British friendship for 50 years. May I also congratulate Her Majesty, the Queen, who is celebrating Platinum Jubilee of being the longest-serving monarch in the world, but also thank her for sending us, the people of Bangladesh, her greetings on our Golden Jubilee of Independence. May I also congratulate the Camden Council for its checkered history of nearly 57 years. May I also congratulate the British Museum for its history and heritage of 268 years. But most importantly, may I congratulate our enterprising British Bangladeshi community here in Camden Council for their contributions to Bangladesh and to the United Kingdom. May Bangladesh live forever. May Bangladesh-UK friendship live forever. May Brit-Bangla Bandhan live forever. Joy Bangla. I thank you.
We thank Our Excellency Saida Munna for this wonderful message. Our next speaker is no stranger to London. It is Sadiq Khan, Mayor of London.
Well, thank you, Abdul. Brothers and sisters, I begin with a greeting of peace. Assalamu alaikum. Look, before I say my remarks, can I begin by thanking the Director of the British Museum, Harwick Fisher, for allowing us this iconic, spectacular venue for tonight's celebrations. Let's please show our appreciation to the British Museum. I've also got to say, I've got a complaint. My complaint is we had one of the most beautifully sung national anthems I've ever heard from the New Music Trust, Camden Music, Argyle Primary School. Come on! You were superb. I even heard Keir Starmer singing along. His Bangla's not very good. Look, can I say what an amazing turnout. You certainly know how to celebrate in style. I've seen so many friends here tonight. I've seen councillors from all across our city. I've seen members of the London Assembly. I've seen members from the House of Lords. My dear friend Baroness Paula Udine is here. I've seen members of Parliament. I've seen Catherine West MP. I've seen Stephen Timms MP. I've seen history makers here tonight. In 2010, history was made because for the first time, a member of Parliament of Bengali origin was elected. Rushanara Ali is here tonight as well. She was also the first Muslim woman to be elected in Parliament as well. Another example of your country of origin being trailblazers. But I'm particularly pleased that we have two other people with us tonight celebrating this important event. The Deputy Leader of the Labour Party, Angela Rayner MP, is here tonight as well. And he's no stranger to the museum and to the community. The leader of the Labour Party, and I hope the next Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, is here tonight as well. Now, can I scotch a rumour, which is that the only reason these MPs are here tonight is because Tulip promised them jalebi, chom chom, and a rasgulla. It is not true. They are here because they're friends of Bangladesh, and we want to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Bangladesh's independence. I also want to pay tribute to my dear friend. He's been the master of ceremonies tonight, Councillor Abdul Hay, for his hard work. To Camden Council, but also to Camden Council's leader, my dear friend, Bangladesh's dear friend, Councillor Georgia Gould as well. Thank you. And of course, can I thank the Deputy High Commissioner, but also the High Commissioner for their important work in strengthening the relationship between London and Bangladesh. I do want to thank you. I do want to say, in addition to being a Londoner and the Mayor of London, as Chair of C40, I'm proud to say I've worked hand in hand with my good friend, the Mayor of Dhaka North, Mayor Atiqul Islam. Mayor Islam and I travelled to Glasgow together for COP26, and his leadership in North Dhaka is really impressive. And can I ask you to show your appreciation to him, and he should hear applause from North Dhaka. No, I've always said that I'm determined to be a mayor who is outward-looking and who builds bridges, not walls. There's no doubt that our city and Bangladesh have a deep and enduring connection. UK citizens and the diaspora community played an important role in the independence of Bangladesh in 1971. And over the half-century that's followed, we've undoubtedly seen the fruits of that great relationship between our two countries, especially here in London, where those of Bangladeshi heritage have made and continue to make a hugely positive contribution. In fact, Bangladeshi Londoners have left an indelible mark on our capital city, from fashion and financial services to convenience stores and family-run restaurants. The businesses you've set up have boosted our high streets and town centres, enriched our economy and communities, and generated jobs, opportunities and prosperity for all. You've also played a significant role in shaping our culture, politics and national identity too, from Connie Huck, who will forever be the face of Blue Peter in my house, to the author, columnist, winner of the Great British Bake Off, Nadia Hussain, and from film directors like Menhaj Huda to writers like Monica Ali and Zia Haider Rahman, and of course, not to mention the excellent members of Parliament like Tulip Siddiqui, Rupa Huq, Roshanara Ali, Afsana Begum, all, by the way, Labour parliamentarians. Your contribution to the dynamism, vibrancy and success of our country has been nothing short of seismic, and your achievements and incredible culture have helped to make London what it is today, the greatest city in the world. Let me end by saying this. I know that Bangladeshi Londoners have suffered terribly over the last couple of years with the pandemic hitting your community hard. But even in dark times, your resourcefulness, your resilience and your compassion have always shone through. And as Mayor, I'm committed to doing right by you and to delivering the brighter future you deserve. The fairer, more just and more equal London, where no community is left out or left behind ever again. It won't be easy, but your strength and spirit convinces me that together we can and will build this better London. You embody the best of our city, and for as long as I'm Mayor, my promise to you is that you won't simply be welcome and respected, you'll always be valued and celebrated too. Thank you.
Thank you, Sadiq Khan, for your wonderful speech, and thank you for what you do for Londoners. We're really proud of you. But also, I think you owe us a favour, and the favour is to make sure you invite us to the City Hall to have jalebi and rashmalai. Okay, our next speaker is Keir Starmer, MP, Leader of Her Majesty's Opposition, MP for Holborn and St Pancras. Keir.
Assalamu alaikum. Amanam Keir Starmer. Ami Bangladeshi Bondu. Wow, isn't this just fantastic, walking in here and seeing the setup, seeing the incredible place that we're in, the imagery, and seeing so many brilliant friends and representatives of Bangladesh. Absolutely overwhelming, and thank you. It's an honour and a privilege to be here to represent the Labour Party, the official opposition. It's my privilege, it's my pleasure, and I'm really pleased to be here with my deputy, Angela Rayner, who is with us this evening. And what a special occasion it is. What an achievement, a wonderful achievement to 50 years of independence and freedom. That is just incredible. It's really good that we can gather together to celebrate that this evening. And thank you so much to the Children's Choir for that anthem. That was absolutely brilliant. We all really enjoyed it, and I know you're going to sing later on. And what a special place this is, at the British Museum, in the heart of Camden and in the heart of Holborn and St Pancras, my constituency. Can I thank the Deputy High Commissioner for being here, but also the High Commissioner, who couldn't be here but sent us the video message. We understand why she can't be here. We miss her not being here, and we pay tribute to her leadership in her role as High Commissioner. And thank you, Hartwig Fisher, for allowing us to have this event here this evening. As we celebrate Bangladesh's independence and freedom, it is a time just to reflect on those words of independence and freedom, particularly in light of the events of the last few days. And I do just want to say one or two words about the situation in Ukraine, because here we are celebrating something wonderful, that independence, that freedom, that sovereignty, that right of self-determination that Bangladesh has. We celebrate that, we cherish that. But as we do so, we shudder at what's happening in Ukraine. I have to say, I didn't think that in my lifetime I would see images of Russian troops and tanks invading a sovereign European country. I never thought I would see that again in my lifetime. And it's happening before our eyes. I didn't think I would see images of soldiers kissing their children goodbye as they fled and the soldiers stayed to fight for their cities and for their countries. And I didn't think I'd see images of women and children and family members fleeing for the border in fear of their lives. So as we celebrate that cherished freedom and independence of Bangladesh, let us remember and let us collectively stand united in our support for and solidarity for the Ukrainian people at this most troubling of times. Now, this wonderful museum is in my constituency, in Holborn and St Pancras, and it is wonderful. And it's a wonderful constituency. And I know I'll offend all the other MPs in the room by saying it's the best constituency in the whole of the country. And one of the best things about this constituency is the bond we have with the British Bangladeshi community. It is so strong in Camden, it's so strong in Holborn and St Pancras, and it is so pleasing and lovely for me just to look around this room now and see so many friends and colleagues of mine that I've got to know over recent years. Thank you for everything you do for our community. Thank you for everything you do to enrich our communities. Thank you for your support, and thank you so much for your friendship. It means a huge amount to me to have that special bond here. And my links, therefore, with the British Bangladeshi community are very, very strong, very, very deep, and mean a huge amount to me. But the Labour Party's links are also very, very strong, go back many, many years. Bangabandhu, the founder of Bangladesh, had a very special relationship with Harold Wilson that I think epitomised that close bond between our two countries. And if you haven't had time yet, please go over. There's a fantastic photo over there of Harold Wilson with Bangabandhu that I think it's worth taking just a moment this evening to go and have a look, to remember those deep bonds with the Labour Party over so many, many years. And under my leadership, that strong link will continue, it will grow, it will strengthen, and it will deepen. And can I emphasise and join with the remarks of the Mayor of London just now. Thank you, all of you. Thank you to our Bangladeshi community here in the UK for everything that you've done for our society, for everything that you've done for our economy, which is a huge input into our economy, the generation of jobs, of revenue, of supporting a thriving economy. And of course, it's been really, really difficult over the last 2 years or so. But thank you also, in a much more profound sense, for making the United Kingdom what it is. Your presence, your contribution, the very fact that you're here as part of our United Kingdom is something which gives not just you but us cause to celebrate. So thank you for that. I had the great privilege in 2016 of travelling to Bangladesh. I had such a great friendship with so many Bangladeshi friends and colleagues here in Camden. I wanted to go to Bangladesh to see for myself Bangladesh, to understand for myself the community here, and to pay my respects in many respects to Bangladesh. And we went to Dhaka, we went to Sylhet and Mulvi Bazaar, and I saw for myself the fantastic generosity of spirit. I thought it was fantastic here in Camden, but when I went to Bangladesh, it was incredible. Everybody welcomed us everywhere we went, took us into their homes, shared their stories, shared their food, shared their companionship, and it was absolutely incredible. Dhaka was busy. Sylhet was absolutely beautiful with the river and the hills. And I very much look forward to the next trip. I can assure you, as leader of the Labour Party, I will continue to strengthen our ties, to build that relationship, deepen that relationship. And as we come out of the pandemic, we have an opportunity now to build a new Britain. We will do that together. Have a fabulous evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Keir, for this great speech and your reassurance and your commitment to working with the Bangladeshi community going forward. Our next performance, we want to welcome again the children from Camden Music with Argyle Primary School, led by Shuani Alam, and Newer Music Trust, led by Gauri Chowdhury, presenting us with traditional Bangladeshi folk songs. So, over to you.
We are here tonight with the children of Argyle Primary School in Camden. We have years 4 to 6. They will be presenting before the children of Newham. And at Argyle, we are going to be doing an original song by 6-year-old Rollins Weeks. And this is in English and in Bangla. It's a song called The Chopper. খোঁচা খোঁচা লাল কালো বৃষ্টি করে রাখে ঠান্ডা চোখে তাকায়ও তার জিভ লক
Okay, can we give them a big round of applause? Wasn't that amazing? Okay, thank you to Neo Museum Trust. Let's give them another round of applause. And now we have Academy, a Camden talent based. They will perform South Asian dance. This piece is a classical dance performance which touches on the patriotism and the beauty of Bangladesh, bringing together two poets, Rabindranath Tagore and Nazrul Islam, performed by Swami Das and our colleagues.
নমো 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 বাংলাদেশ মম চিরমনোরম চিরমধুর বুকে নিরবধি বহে শত নদী চরণে জলধীর বাজে নূপুর, শিয়রে গিরিরাজ হিমালয়ে প্রহরী, আশিস মেঘবাড়ি সদা তার পরে ঝরি। যেন মারছে এ আদরিনী মেয়ে, ওরে আকাশে ছেয়ে মেঘচিকুর। নমো 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 বাংলাদেশ মম, চিরমনোরম চিরমধুর। গ্রীষ্মে নাচে বামা কাল বৈশাখী ঝড়ে, সহসা বরসাতে কাঁদিয়া ভেঙে পড়ে। শরতে হেসে চলে শেফালিকা তলে, গাহিয়া আগমনী গীতে বিধুর। নমো 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 বাংলাদেশ মম, চিরমনোরম চিরমধুর।
সব কটা জানালা খুলে দাও না, আমি গাইব গাইব বিজয়ের গান। ওরা আসবে চুপি চুপি, যারা এই দেশটাকে ভালোবেসে দিয়ে গেছে প্রাণ। সব কটা জানালা খুলে দাও না, আমি গাইব গাইব বিজয়ের গান। ওরা আসবে চুপি চুপি, যারা এই দেশটাকে ভালোবেসে দিয়ে গেছে প্রাণ। সব কটা জানালা খুলে দাও না,
পূর্ব দিগন্তে সূর্য উঠেছে, রক্ত লাল রক্ত লাল রক্ত লাল। জোয়ার এসেছে ঘন সমুদ্রে, রক্ত লাল রক্ত লাল রক্ত লাল। বাঁধন শ্রেয়ার হয়েছে কাল, হয়েছে কাল হয়েছে কাল হয়েছে কাল। বাঁধন শ্রেয়ার হয়েছে কাল, হয়েছে কাল হয়েছে কাল হয়েছে কাল। জোয়ার এসেছে ঘন সমুদ্রে, রক্ত লাল রক্ত লাল রক্ত লাল।
শোষণের দিন শেষ হয়ে আসে, অত্যাচারীরা কাঁপে আজ ত্রাসে।
শোষণের দিন শেষ হয়ে আসে, অত্যাচারীরা কাঁপে আজ ত্রাসে।
রক্তে আগুনে প্রতিরোধ করে, রক্তে আগুন প্রতিরোধ করে, রক্তে আগুনে প্রতিরোধ করে, রক্তে আগুন প্রতিরোধ করে। নয়া বাংলায় নয়া সকাল, নয়া সকাল, নয়া সকাল। পূর্ব দিগন্তে সূর্য উঠেছে, রক্ত লাল রক্ত লাল রক্ত লাল। জোয়ার এসেছে ঘন সমুদ্রে, রক্ত লাল রক্ত লাল রক্ত লাল।
কিছু স্বপ্ন কিছু মেঘলা, কিছু বই টই ধুলো লাগা, কিছু ইচ্ছে সারা দিচ্ছে এই বসন্ত রাত জাগা। মম চিত্তে পাশ ফিরতে আজ পলাশ ফুলের কাব্য, নিতে নিতে ফুল ছিঁড়তে শুধু তোমার কথাই ভাববো। আজ হাওয়া বেপরোয়া দিল সন্ধে পাখি দুটি তিন সত্যি তার সঙ্গে বিভঙ্গে দেখে কি হয় ভালো মন্দে কি মৃদঙ্গে সে তরঙ্গে এলো ঢেউ কুচকুচ সন্ধে আজ হাওয়া বেপরোয়া দিল সন্ধে পাখির ঝাম এই বিকেল আর বেফল হৃদ মাঝার থাম নীল দিগন্তে ওই ফুলের আগুন লাগলো লাগলো নীল দিগন্তে বসন্তে সৌরভের শিখা জাগলো বসন্তে নীল দিগন্তে
মেঘের ডমরু ঘন বাজে মেঘের ডমরু ঘন বাজে বিজলি চমকায় আমার মন ছায় বিজলি চমকায় আমার মন ছায় মনের ময়ূর যেন সাজে মনের ময়ূর যেন সাজে মেঘের ডমরু ঘন বাজে মেঘের ডমরু ঘন বাজে সঘন শ্রাবণ গগন তলে রিমিঝিমিঝি নবধারা জলে সঘন শ্রাবণ গগন তলে রিমিঝিমিঝি নবধারা জলে চরণ ধ্বনি বাজায় কেশে চরণ ধ্বনি বাজায় কেশে নয়ন লুটায় তারি লাজে নয়ন লুটায় তারি লাজে মেঘের ডমরু ঘন বাজে মেঘের ডমরু ঘন বাজে
এসো শ্যামল সুন্দর এসো শ্যামল সুন্দর আনো তব কাপহরা কৃষাহরা সঙ্গ সুধা বিরোহিণী চাহিয়া আছে আকাশে শ্যামল সুন্দর এসো শ্যামল সুন্দর বাজিছে অঙ্গনে মিলন বাঁশরি বকুল মুকুল রেখেছে গাঁথিয়া বাজিছে অঙ্গনে মিলন বাঁশরি
Wasn't that amazing? Such a unique way of sharing the artistic aspects of Bangladeshi culture, both in dance and performance. Our next performance from is Zoe Rahman and her brother Idris Rahman, producer Where River Meets, showcasing the unique jazz-inspired take on their Bangladeshi heritage. They've also won various national awards. So over to you, Zoe and Idris.
বসিয়া আছো কেন আপন মনে স্বার্থ নিমগ্ন কি কারণে বসিয়া আছো কেন আপন মনে স্বার্থ নিমগ্ন কি কারণে চারিদিকে দেখো চাহি হৃদয় প্রসারে ক্ষুদ্র দুঃখ তুচ্ছ মানে চারিদিকে দেখো চাহি হৃদয় প্রসারে ক্ষুদ্র দুঃখ সব তুচ্ছ মানে প্রেম ভরিয়াল শূন্য জীবনে আনন্দ ধারা বহিছে ভুবনে আনন্দ ধারা বহিছে ভুবনে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো রে তবে একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো রে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে যদি কেউ কথা না কয় ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা কেউ কথা না কয় যদি সবাই থাকে মুখ ফিরায়ে সবাই করে ভয় যদি সবাই থাকে মুখ ফিরায়ে সবাই করে ভয় তবে পরাণ খুলে ও তুই মুখ ফুটে তোর মনের কথা একলা গলো রে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে যদি সবাই ফিরে যায় ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা সবাই ফিরে যায় যদি গহন পথে যাবার কালে কেউ ফিরে না যায় যদি গহন পথে যাবার কালে কেউ ফিরে না যায় তবে পথের কাটা ও তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা গেল যদি তোর ডাক শুনে না আসে তবে একলা চলো যদি তোর ডাক শুনে না আসে তবে একলা চলো আলো না ধরে ওরে ওরে ও ভাঙা আলো না ধরে যদি ঝড় বাদলে আধার রাতে দুয়ার দেয় ঘরে যদি ঝড় বাদলে আধার রাতে দুয়ার দেয় ঘরে তবে বজ্রা নলে আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা জ্বালো যদি তোর ডাক শুনে না আসে তবে একলা জ্বালো যদি তোর ডাক শুনে না আসে তবে একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো তবে একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো যদি তোর ডাক শুনে না আসে তবে একলা চলো যদি তোর ডাক শুনে না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে। Thank you.
Thank you, Zoe and Idris, for this wonderful, and Debbie for this wonderful performance. Can we give them a big round of applause? And can I ask everyone, all the audience, can you just please take a seat, because we've got a few other programs are coming up, and I think if you want to take a selfie, there will be an opportunity right at the end, because we also have lots of different stuff that you can do later on. So if I could just ask you kindly if you can take a seat, and also if anyone is doing an interview, if you want to do it, please do it outside. That would be really, really helpful. Our next speaker is Mohammed Hussein MBE, who is a freedom fighter, British Bangladeshi philanthropist. And also we'll be having our Excellency Saida Muno, hopefully will be attending within the next 5 minutes. So Mr. Mahmood Hassan MBE, and if I could ask everyone if you could kindly take a seat. Thank you so much.
Good evening. Assalamu alaikum. It is a great opportunity for me to join here after a long time. Possibly you know that when I came in 1979 in this country, I started settling in Camden. This is my second home. I'd like to thanks again for Camden Council and the Bangladesh High Commission for inviting me to join you on this occasion. On this day, or this occasion, I must say about Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the great leader, who has taken us the freedom and led the country and nation. Also, I respect 3 million martyrs who lost their life for the liberation. Also the people who lost their lives and sacrificed for the language movement. And now Bangla is an international language in the world. I have lots of witness through my life, both about the liberation, about in Camden. I'd like to mention here that Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina is leading the country. And when Henry Kissinger said, Bangladesh is a bottomless basket, I now remember that his word not become true. And with the leadership of Sheikh Hasina, daughter of Bangabandhu, now Bangladesh become a middle income country. We all know the growth and development of Bangladesh, and it is a place in the whole South Asia is a growing emerging tiger, we all know. However, I have witnessed 2 occasions when Sheikh Hasina visited Camden and she addressed to the expatriate community at the Camden Center. And I was fortunately involved there. I also witnessed 2 great leaders, Nelson Mandela and Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, both of them fought for the right, fought for against discrimination, Nelson Mandela spent 27 years of prison. Bangabandhu spent 14 years in prison. Two occasions I remember when British government unveiled the statue of Nelson Mandela in Parliament Square. I was invited and I have seen and heard his speech. Similarly, I have heard Bangabandhu's speech in 1969 when he was released from conspiracy case of Agartala. I was a very young student league activist, and I was by the stage on duty as a student volunteer, and it was a remarkable speech, Pin of Silence in the Stadium of Sylhet. I'd like to mention here, I have heard Sir Keir Starmer speeches he just left. He is carrying the relationship between Britain and Bangladesh. I remember former MP who passed away, Frank Dobson, who used to live across the road. Frank Dobson was a very true friend of Bangladeshi community, and he has supported Bangladeshi community as much as he could. And I had an opportunity to work with him for several years. In 1979, when I came to this country, Frank Dobson was become the first parliamentarian. And Frank Dobson attended both times when Sheikh Hasina visited Camden. Interestingly, Frank Dobson called me before coming to the meeting, and he requested me to brief him about what to say. I simply said, you are fully aware about the British-Bangladeshi bonding and British-Bangladesh bonding. Only one thing you can say, the last word, is Joy Bangla. Now, that Joy Bangla slogan is the state slogan now. It has been approved by the government. It is not a party slogan. It is a national slogan. Finally, I'd like to thank Your Excellency High Commissioner of Bangladesh, UK, here. I'd like to mention here that she has been trying to create a strong bonding and Bangladesh High Commission to bring to the door of the community, and with culture, with the service, with the network, with British Parliament, and it is an excellent service. Bangladesh High Commission has taken their next door building. I'm sure those who visit Bangladesh High Commission, you will see physically how she has been trying hard. Through her work, I'm sure Bangladesh High Commission, Bangladesh government, British government and Bangladesh government will strengthen the partnership, and the friendship will continue. I'd like to thank again Bangladesh High Commission and Camden Council for inviting me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mahmood Hassan MB, for sharing your thoughts and also kind of sharing your take on the progress that we as British Bangladeshi have made so far. I'm also pleased to announce that Our Excellency Saida Munna, the High Commissioner to Bangladesh, has made it, and she's just sitting here. Thank you so much. We know the difficulties you've gone through. We appreciate your time, and we hope to hear from you later on. Now we're going to welcome the Bangladesh High Commission London's music team performing Nazrul Sangreed chorus song on the spirit of freedom and independence. The performers are Ms. Tasmina Akhtar Shiplu, Mr. Shiblu Rahman, Mr. Sharif Ahmed, Ms. Zanet Shafiq, Ms. Saida Afrouz Chowdhury, and Dr. Rukhsana Safa. So if I could ask the Bangladesh High Commission, London's music team, if you could come and take your place, and it's over to you. Thank you.
Good evening and Assalamu alaikum. I'm Rukhsana Safa, and I'm honored and privileged, feeling very happy to be here with you in celebrating 50 years of independence. I've chosen a song, a patriotic song, a very beautiful number written by Nazrul Islam Babu, the late Nazrul Islam Babu, and it's music by late Ahmed Imtiaz Bulbul, sung by none other than the legend Sabina Yasmin. It's a very beautiful poem talking about the beauty of Bangladesh. A traveler traveling through the world, journeying from north to south, west to east, suddenly halts on his journey when he sees a beautiful village at a far distance by a small river, the river flowing slowly, slowly, and suddenly a wave, a sweet wave, touches his heart, and he goes and looks around the river. There are lots of little houses around, and he sees with his heart's content, and finally he realizes his journey is fulfilled with the beauty he's sipping through his eyes, and with this beauty he's thinking, my journey has been fulfilled, and I'm heading back home with this feeling, oh, I haven't seen such a beautiful land in the whole wide world. So here is the song in Bangla. May I have the backing track, please, which has been kindly organized by Ketan Sheikh for me. Thank you. তাকালো ঘুমকে দাঁড়ালো দেখলো দূরে একটা ছোট্ট গ্রাম দেখা যায় গ্রামটা ছুঁয়ে একটা নদী বয়ে যায় ধীরে 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 Many thanks. Thank you very much.
কারা রইল কপাট, কারা রইল কপাট, ভেঙে ফেল করে লোপার রক্ত জমাট শিকল পূজার পাষাণ বেদি। ওরে ও তরুণ নিশান, ওরে ও তরুণ নিশান, বাজা তোর প্রলয় বিষান, ধ্বংস নিশান উরুক প্রাচীর প্রাচীর বেদি। কারা রইল কপাট, কারা রইল কপাট।
শিকল পাড়া ছল মোদের শিকল পাড়া ছল, এই শিকল পাড়া ছল মোদের শিকল পাড়া ছল, এই শিকল পরে শিকল তোলে করবে রে বিকল, এই শিকল পরে শিকল তোলে করবে রে বিকল, এই শিকল পাড়া ছল মোদের শিকল পাড়া ছল, এই শিকল পাড়া ছল মোদের শিকল পাড়া ছল।
গাজনের বাজনা বাজা কে মালিক কে সে রাজা, গাজনের বাজনা বাজা কে মালিক কে সে রাজা। কেঁদে সাজা মুক্ত স্বাধীন সত্য কেড়ে, হা 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 পায় যে হাসি, হা 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 পায় যে হাসি। ভগবান পড়বে শাসি সর্বনাশী শেখায় এহিল তত্ত্ব কেড়ে। কারা রইল কপাট, কারা রইল কপাট।
তোদের বন্ধ কারায় আশা মোদের বন্দী হতে নয়, ওরে ঘাট করতে আশা মোদের সবার বাঁধন ভয়, এই বাঁধন ভরে বাঁধন ভইতে করব মোরা জয়। এই শিকল বাঁধা পা নয়, এই শিকল ভাঙা পায়, এই শিকল পরা ছল মোদের শিকল পরা ছল, এই শিকল পরা ছল মোদের শিকল পরা ছল।
ওরে ও পাগলা ভোলা দেরে দে প্রলয় দোলা, ওরে ও পাগলা ভোলা দেরে দে প্রলয় দোলা। কারণ গোলা জোরসে ধরে হ্যাচ কাটানে, মারো হাত হাই দড়ি হাত, মারো হাত হাই দড়ি হাত। কাঁধে নেই ধুন্দুবি ডাক, ডাক করে ডাক মৃত্যুকে ডাক জীবন পানে। কারা রইল কপাট, কারা রইল কপাট।
তোমরা বন্ধ ঘরের বন্ধ রেখে করছো বিশ্বাস, আর কাঁদতে গিয়ে করবে বন্ধ বিদ্বেষ নিরাশ। সেই ভয় দেখানো ভূতের ওরা করবো সর্বনাশ, এবার আমরা হই বিজয় মরব বলহীনের বল। এই সেই শিকল পরা ছল মোদের শিকল পরা ছল, এই শিকল পরা ছল মোদের শিকল পরা ছল।
ওই কাল বৈশাখী কাটাবি কাল বৈশাখী, নাচে ওই কাল বৈশাখী কাটাবি কাল বৈশাখী। দেরে দেখি ভীম কারার ওই ভিত্তি নারী, লাঠি মার ভাঙরে তালা, লাঠি মার ভাঙরে তালা। যত সব বন্দিশালায় আগুন জ্বালায়, আগুন জ্বালা ফেলো পারি। কারা রইল কপাট, কারা রইল কপাট।
তোমরা ভয় দেখিয়ে করছো শাসন, জয় দেখিয়ে নয়, সেই ভয়ে টুটি ধর্ম চেপে করবো তরে লয়। মোরা আপনি মরে মরার দেশে আনবো মরা ভয়, মোরা হাসি মরে আনবো হাসি মৃত্যু জয়ের বই। এই শিকল পরা ছল মোদের শিকল পরা ছল, এই শিকল পরা ছল মোদের শিকল পরা ছল। কারা
রইল কপাট, কারা রইল কপাট। ভেঙে ফেল করিল পার রক্ত জমাট শিকল পূজার পাষাণ বেদি। ওরে ও তরুণ নিশান, ওরে ও তরুণ নিশান, বাজা তোর প্রলয় বিষাণ, ধ্বংস নিশান উড়ুক প্রাচীর প্রাচীর বেদি। কারা রইল কপাট, কারা রইল কপাট, কারা রইল কপাট, কারা রইল কপাট।
Okay, thank you to the Bangladesh High Commission London music team. That was a really good performance. I like the saris, particularly the red ones, and the green too. And now we're going to have Georgia Gould, leader of Camden Council. Georgia, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Abdul. I'm so proud of Camden tonight. Can everyone join me in another round of applause for all the amazing and beautiful performers we've seen? My friend Foiza Mir, who's the chief exec of Queen's Crescent Community Association, was reminding me of when we first saw Academy perform at a community festival over 10 years ago. So it's brilliant to see the long roots of our work with the British Bangladeshi community and the cultural offer in Camden. And it's a real honour to be here tonight to celebrate, I think, Camden's real strength, our cultural institutions that make the effort to work with our community, and a huge thank you to the British Museum, and the strength of our diversity that enriches our borough and helps make Camden such a dynamic and vibrant place. I grew up in Camden, and to be from Camden really means something. It means you have friends from every part of the world, and you have a deep understanding of what it means to grow up connected to a global society and be a neighbour in a global society. And when I visited Sylhet with the mayoral delegation a few years ago, I felt a deep connection as I met British Bangladeshi friends from Camden visiting, family, fundraising, and making a difference. And as we see the impact of the climate crisis on Bangladesh, it's really important that we strengthen those shared links and take action in our community and recognise the connections between our two communities. And tonight we are marking Bangladesh's 50th year and celebrating the British Bangladeshi diaspora in Camden and around the UK. And I'm really delighted tonight to represent Camden's cross-party leadership. We're joined by the Leader of the Opposition, Oliver Cooper, the Leader of the Green Party in Camden, Sian Berry, and Liberal Democrat representatives. And I know that they're all proud of the links we have with Bangladesh and the British Bangladeshi community. And I've also been really lucky to serve with extraordinary British Bangladeshi leaders. With Nash Ali, who was the first Bangladeshi leader of Camden and first Bangladeshi mayor of Camden. He's hiding somewhere. With Nadia Shah, who was the first female British Bangladeshi mayor in Camden. With Samata Khatoon, Abdul Qadir, and Nazma Rahman, who are all here today. And we've seen tonight just a snapshot of the cultural strength in Camden and the huge contribution of the British Bangladeshi community. The cultural contribution, the culinary contribution that we're hopefully tasting, the community contribution and the entrepreneurial contribution. And I know that this will continue for many years to come. And I particularly wanted to thank my dear friend, Councillor Abdul Hai, who has done such an enormous amount of work to make this happen. And tragically, Abdul has decided that he's going to stand down from Camden Council, but his leadership on race equality, on supporting cohesion and young people has been truly extraordinary, and he leaves a huge legacy for many, many years to come. And I also wanted to thank Her Excellency, the High Commissioner. I don't know how you managed to be so articulate on a plane and look so wonderful just coming off a flight, but we are so grateful to have you here, and you've been such a great friend to us as we worked to protect the community during COVID, to support people to take the vaccination. So thank you so much for your friendship to Camden. And as we look to the world today, we face huge challenges. And Camden has always been somewhere that's a safe haven for people around the world in difficult times. And we're committed to doing the same for Afghan evacuees and, as Keir said earlier, for Ukrainian refugees who need sanctuary. And I know that the British Bangladeshi community will be there for communities who need help and will continue to enrich and improve our community for many years to come. And this is just the start of a number of celebrations we'll be having in community settings across Camden. So thank you for sharing with us tonight.
Thank you, George, and thank you for everything that you do for the British Bangladeshi community, and really grateful for everything that you're doing, particularly around COVID. And I know the amount of work that you've done during the pandemic, making sure that the Bangladeshi community are not disproportionately impacted, particularly working with me and the Chief Executive, Jenny Rowlands, and many other officers who are across this room. So we're grateful for the support that you've given to the Bangladeshi community, in particular supporting cultural events, because culture is has no borders. It brings people together. And I think this evening we've seen showcase of different elements, different aspects of British Bangladeshi community, which wants to contribute, which wants to be part of the wider community, and we want to make sure that we live in a society which is cohesive, tolerant, recognizing our difference, which is our strength. On that note, I'm going to welcome back the Bangladesh High Commission London's music team with Ustad Yusuf Ali Khan on tabla and Jonathan Mayers on sitar. So the Bangladesh High Commission London's music team, if I can ask you to come on the stage. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much for that wonderful performance. Just to sort of give you apologies from Tulip Siddiq, who's the MP for Hampstead Kilburn. Unfortunately, Tulip could not be here this evening. She was stuck in Birmingham, heading towards London, and she's stuck in M4. So she gives us sincere apologies, and she wanted to thank all the performers and all the people who came here, and she's really grateful for making this a very real success. So sincere apologies from Tulip Siddiq, MP for Hampstead and Kilburn. Now I'm going to ask Her Excellency Saida Munna Tasneem, High Commissioner of Bangladesh, to make the closing remarks. Your Excellency.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please accept my apologies. I couldn't be here at the beginning, but I practically swam across the Atlantic from New York to here to make it here. It was all the worth it. It was so much worth it. So I know that all the chief guests and everyone have left, but I still want to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Keir Starmer, Her Majesty's Leader of the Opposition, who has been the MP for this Camden for a long time and doing a great job, as the Member of Parliament here, and always been next to Bangladesh and our British Bangladeshi community. I know that Tulip Siddiq MP couldn't make it. She had apologized to me, and we will miss her dearly. As you know, that she's the granddaughter of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the father of the nation of Bangladesh, and she carries with her a great legacy of democracy, of secular values, of inclusion, of Bengali cultural nationalism. But I know she's my MP, Hampstead and Kilburn, that's where I live, and I know that she's a very hard-working MP. I also want to thank Mrs. Sadi Khan, who's left, but I know that last 21st of February, which is the International Mother Language Day, but also our Mother Language Day, I made an appeal to the Mayor of London that why don't we make 21st February London's multilingual day, rather multicultural day, and we will keep on appealing to him until he listens to us. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that right now we have the Mayor of Camden Council. We also have the leader of the cabinet. We have many of the councillors. But I want to specially mention our pride, our British Bangladeshi councillors of Camden, who make so much difference in the work of this council and in the cultural diversity and the support they give to the Bangladesh High Commission London. I particularly want to mention Abdul Hai. What a hard-working young man. We must give him a huge hand for all that he's done to make this event happen, possible. I also want to mention Nadia Shah, our British Bangladeshi councillor, Nasim Ali, who did a great Bangladesh 50 at the British Library just a couple of months back. And then also the other one, Abdul Qadir. I don't know if he's here, but I know these are the British Bangladeshi councillors at the Camden Council. And of course, former councillor Tulip Siddiqui, who did such a great job that now she's been elected as an MP. So I wish all the Bangladesh British community present here today and in the Camden Council all the best of luck and all support from the High Commission. There's a great friendship between Bangladesh High Commission and Camden Council. It has already been established because we have celebrated twice in this council, home to British Museum and British Library. We've done one in British Library. Who was the initiator? Who was the key person? Councillor Nasim Ali. We've done one in British Museum. Who's the key person? Councillor Abdul Hai. So this is how they demonstrate their commitment to multiculturalism, to Bangladesh and to the UK. So let me just reiterate and reaffirm how proud we are of our British Bangladeshi community, more than 700,000, who bring so much difference to Bangladesh and the United Kingdom. A few minutes ago, the Bangladesh High Commission team sang 2 songs, and I do want to comment on it. It is by Qazi Nazrul Islam. He is a national poet. Qazi Nazrul Islam is called the rebel poet. In 1914, he was a war veteran, and he fought for the British in the First World War, in the Anglo-Burman War. And yet, a few years later, in the 1930s, he becomes a rebel against the British, and he joins the anti-British movement. And the 2 songs that the brilliant performance performed is breaking the shackles of colonialism. Today, I stand here to represent Bangladesh that has arrived at the golden jubilee of our independence. And in my message that I recorded at JFK Airport, I did mention that 170 million people of Bangladesh are freedom-loving. We know what is happening across the world, what is happening in Ukraine and many other places, where people are fighting for freedom. And we express solidarity with everyone who fights for their freedom. 50 years ago, the principles on which Bangladesh was established by the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, are four fundamental pillars of our democracy. Number one is democracy, number two is secularism, number three is Bengali nationalism, and number four is social justice. We continue to carry forward these values and continue to progress as a nation under the leadership of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. She's a visionary leader. In last 1 decade, she has quadrupled Bangladesh's GDP, and we have been lifted out of the LDC group. This year, in 2022, in post-COVID, Bangladesh continues to be Asia's fastest growing economy. Its per capita has exceeded many other countries in South Asia. But it's not only economic growth, it's the women of Bangladesh. We have 42% women in our formal labor force. It's the highest in South Asia. Therefore, we can take pride in our social achievements of our people. All the power belongs to the people. And that is why, in Camden, all the power belongs to the people standing here. And as High Commissioner and former Bangladesh High Commission, we stand ready to support our community when they go to the High Commission for any citizen services. And to the people of Camden and the other ethnic communities, and to the Camden Council, the Mayor, and the beautiful British Museum, Mr. Hartwig Fisher and his representatives who are here, a big thank you to all of you. My invitation to you, please visit Bangladesh. It is fighting at the forefront of climate change and climate resilience, and we are never giving up. We will not allow our country to go underwater. That's how we are planning it for the next 100 years. It's called the Delta Plan 2100 of our Prime Minister. So let us celebrate and the people of Bangladesh and the British Bangladeshi community here and the friendship that we enjoy with the United Kingdom. This year is also 50 years of Bangladesh-UK diplomatic relations, which started with the visit of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman on 8 January to London at number 10, meeting with Edward Heath, the then Prime Minister, and meeting with Harold Wilson, 2 times Prime Minister, at that time leader of the opposition. And that is why, to remind that day, we have organized a small exhibition of paintings of Bangabandhu and Britain, and I hope you enjoyed it. Let the friendship between Bangladesh and UK grow strength to strength, and let the friendship between Bangladesh High Commission and Camden Council go strength to strength, and also our friendship with British Museum go strength to strength. Thank you very much. Joy Bangla. May I now request my colleague Momita to bring 3 flower bouquets that we had this evening. I was supposed to hand over to the guests. I'd like to call the representative of Mr. Fisher, the director of the British Museum, the lady, to come to the stage. I'd like to request the leader of the Camden Council to come here to the stage. And the mayor of Camden Council to come here. And Mr. Abdul Hai, please join us here on the stage. A small token of gratitude from Bangladesh High Commission London. And let me take this opportunity to thank all the performers that performed beautiful, the renditions that they made on Bangladesh, the children and the British Bangladeshi performers. A big thank you to all of you. From Bangladesh High Commission to the Camden Council.
Thank you so much.
So Abdul, this was for you, but I have to give it to the mayor. But you can take part. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for staying back and enjoy the rest of the evening. Joy Bangla.
Thank you, Excellency, for sharing your commitment and also supporting the British Bangladeshi both here and Bangladesh. And this concludes the formal ceremony. Can I also ask everyone just to sort of take the time to go around the rotunda, and there's lots of stuff from painting to exhibition to arts to culture, and there's lots of food. So help yourself and have a safe journey home. And thank you so much for coming.